teacher, probably tell from the laminate sheet, and I'm used to speaking in front of about 300 plus children. I do assemblies through the week, but I find children really easy. It's very different looking at adults. But firstly, I would just like to say thank you for the opportunity to share my journey tonight. When Anita first spoke to me about it, I was a bit like, oh, but I thought, no, I'll do it, it's nice, it's different. So I wanted to share something which has become very close to my heart, my journey with Temple Spa. And I think all of us would agree it's more than a brand. It's more than a business, it's a brand, and it's a story for me for transformation, resilience and rediscovering purpose. When I started my journey, I had no idea how much it would change me and the way I think about things and everything really. What began as a step into something new quickly became a passion and a purpose, and most importantly a family, and meeting all the new people, and just really enjoyed it. And I always think it's funny how things happen, and I am a big believer in everything happens for a reason. If it's meant to be, then it'll be. And I do believe that this is one of those things. It all started with Louise Ma, if you know Louise. And it was about 7 or 8 years ago. I used to work with Louise. And I remember walking through reception class, and she said to me, "Oh, Carrie, would you like to try this cleanser? It's called In the Beginning." And I thought, oh, I'll try In the Beginning. And repose, and I said, oh yes, I bought both of those, and then that's been it. Obviously used them every day since. And she got me hooked. Really, and I think if you're going to do it, they're the products to do it with. And I'll always be grateful to Louise because she did plant that first seed. And then came Karen Pearson, who not only delivered a lovely, warm class, she took the time to arrange a call that just changed everything. And that call was with Anita, and she video called me, and it was like I was just talking to someone that I've known forever, and we just clicked, and it was lovely. And she didn't sell me a brand, she showed me a vision, and I signed up not because I had to, not because she told me to, but because I wanted to, and it just felt right. It felt like that was what I was meant to do. And then family and friends. My mum's here tonight, and they stood beside me, and I think our family and friends do, don't they? And it's been a bit like, do you want to try this new serum? Do you want to try this cleanser? And obviously it's always a yes. And their support is just lovely, and I think if you've got those along the way, it just makes everything a little bit easier. And then my little girl, she's my biggest fan. I'm considering putting business cards into my school pocket. She taught me to go to the park, and she talks about it to people, and I'm like, oh, I'm part of this conversation now. And she did, when she asked me to read this to her, and she said to me, she went, "Mammy, at this point, please, will you tell Anita and everyone that's there that my favourite product is Repose?" And I said, yes, I will. She's 9 next week, and she's asked for a full collection and every sample that we have. I thought that's brilliant. But yes, and then my head teacher at school, Stuart, he's very much on board. He's quite tuned on his desk for those moments that we just need to breathe, and we know that there's plenty of those every day. And I bring quite a lot of people into school for different reasons, and every time I introduce them, he'll always come to me and he'll say, "At the Party Temple Spa." And I say, yes, and he says, "I must say your skin looks absolutely amazing." And that's literally to everyone. And I said to him, I said, "Yo, you'll have business cards on your desk now." So our team, it's been lovely meeting people in real life tonight and putting faces to names, and I just think that we are building something beautiful here, and it's not just the business of luxury skincare, it is changing lives, and I just feel like we touch people's lives, and having been doing this long since May, and the people that I've met and the stories that I've heard and the connections that I've made, it's just gave me that feeling, and I think I just love that. That's what I wanted, and that's what it's about. And giving that gift to others, the gift of lovely skin. And through this brand we've found purpose, and I just think that we can share that with everybody. And I just think as well, just to lift each other higher and just give each other that confidence and that boost and lifting each other up, rather than, you hear lots in the media, don't you, and negativity, and I just think, let's just work together and be positive. And to anyone who's just starting the journey or thinking about it, I feel like you just need to trust the process, because no one needs you to be perfect, no one's perfect, and I think you just need a little courage and a lot of passion. And I feel like Temple Spa has given me the tools, the community and the confidence to dream higher. I never thought I'd be stood here talking in front of a room full of adults. Scary. And to anyone, with every class that I've hosted and the connections like I've mentioned, it's reminded me to take that time for myself, and I feel like that's really important, and I say that all the time to everybody that I speak to and I meet, because that self-care is important, having that time, whether it's 10-15 minutes. I always say your skin will thank you for it, but so will your mind. It's massive. And I just think, let's keep showing up for ourselves, for each other, for the people who are still waiting for someone to invite them into this journey. We have so much ahead, more growth, more wins and more memories to make. And today I stand not someone who's just joined a business, I stand as someone who built belief in myself and in others, and in the power of showing up with purpose. My journey so far has been filled with sparkles, celebrations, friendships, self-discovery, and the ever-growing belief in what's possible when you surround yourself with positivity, excellence and heart, and again sharing that. And I'm really proud to be walking the path with everybody. And I feel again this is just the beginning, and I can't wait to see where the journey takes me next. And I always think, and you mentioned it as well, that when growth happens, it happens right at the edge of our comfort zones, and I just think keep going and keep believing in yourself, and let's keep showing the world and everybody what we're made of. Together we glow. Thank you.